charity, wisdom, patience, and humility. Each year, the YMCA of the Kanawha Valley attributes the admonition of St. Francis to an individual in the valley whose life personifies the spirit of giving. The YMCA is proud to pay tribute to this year's Spirit of the Valley recipient, a man whose immeasurable charity, compassion, and leadership are examples to us all, Dr. Edwin H. Welch. Whether heading a community or national board or on the job as president of the University of Charleston, Ed Welch is a leader. In his office, he keeps a stone that bears the word nothing, signifying that nothing is written in stone, and all things are subject to change. The display offers a window into his philosophy and Mr. Ed's personality. He's a man who pulls together diverse groups of people, hears their opinions, and takes bold action to improve his university and the community he so generously serves. Ed's favorite books, works like Moral Man and Immoral Society and Getting to Yes, show his decision-making is guided by high ethical and moral standards. His calm demeanor and rational thinking helped him lead a university once teetering on bankruptcy through an amazing transformation, known as the Miracle on McCorkle. But that's just one side of this intellectual man with a charitable spirit. He's also compassionate, kind, and a natural confidant. While years later he would help his university work miracles, Ed's birth was a miracle in itself. A doctor advised his mother, Catherine Dodra Welch, not to have children. She decided to give up teaching to have her son. It's not surprising Ed would become an ordained minister in the United Methodist Church. Growing up in Central Maryland, he received a strong religious foundation from his parents. Ed's father, Lester K. Welch, was a Methodist minister. His mother, of Pennsylvania Dutch Church of Brethren stock, had uncles who were national leaders in that church. Ed's faith and leadership developed early. As a teenager, he earned his preacher's license and served as president of a statewide Methodist youth organization. His religious beliefs were tested and clarified by his exposure to different views during the 4 years he attended a private Seventh-day Adventist high school in Washington, D.C. Like religion, education was a key in the Welch family. Ed majored in sociology at Western Maryland College. He was president of his fraternity and the campus ministry organization and was honored for involvement in campus activities. The lanky 6'7" Ed also played some varsity basketball. After graduating from Western Maryland, Ed completed seminary at Boston University School for Theology and studied international relations at the London School of Economics and Political Science. The White House was one of his most important training grounds. From 1961 to 1971, he served in the executive office of the president in the administrations of Presidents Kennedy, Johnson, and Nixon. While working summers and holidays, Ed gained rare political insight and paid his way through Boston University Graduate School. With a PhD in social ethics, he decided his flock would be in a college classroom, not a church. In 1971, Ed began teaching at West Virginia Wesleyan. At Wesleyan, where he chaired the sociology and anthropology departments, he was Teacher of the Year in 1974 to 1975. He also met one of the most important people in his life, his future wife, Janet, a spirited and respected faculty member in the English department. Janet recalled their first meeting was not exactly cordial. She walked into a room, waved a copy of the student newspaper, and railed about an interview with a nincompoop faculty member. Responding from the corner of the room, Ed introduced himself and acknowledged he was the source in the story. Later, their appreciation for each other grew when they worked together on the inauguration of the school's incoming president, J. Rockefeller.
Ed is helping to leave a strong mark on the Kanawha Valley, and that's what this award is about. The entire region will forever be better for what he's done, and I'll always admire his genuine spirit of giving.
Ed's star in higher education continued to rise, and he left Wesleyan to become a chair and assistant dean at Lebanon Valley College in Pennsylvania. After about a year, Ed and Janet proved opposites do attract, and the reserved preacher's son and the intellectual, outspoken woman from Sissonville were married. It was the beginning of a beautiful partnership in a career that took the two to Lakeland College in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and Wartburg College in Iowa, where he was provost for 8 years. But it is the University of Charleston, where Ed became president in 1989, where the Welches have made their greatest impact. Dark days at UC prior to their arrival included plunging enrollment, bounced checks for faculty members, and talk of shutting down the school.
What I admire most about Dr. Welch is his persistence and his commitment to doing what's right. He's taking this little college that for 2 decades had run at a deficit and really had no direction, and he's made it into something very special, something that's the envy of its peers across the Southeast.
Under Ed's leadership, UC has experienced unprecedented growth. Full-time enrollment has soared, and the endowment has tripled. Budgets are in the black rather than bleeding red. 6 out of 10 buildings on campus, including a new school of pharmacy, have sprouted. The university has revived its football team. Downtown Charleston will be the site for a new graduate school of business. Most importantly, the school's academic program, reshaped under Ed's steadfast belief in outcome-based education, what students really learn in college, is drawing national attention. In a pilot test of student learning at 40 schools across the nation, UC finished number 1. Ed fashioned a consortium that provides all of the administrative computing services for 7 colleges in 3 states, and he received the Charles L. Foreman Award for Innovation in Private Education from the Foundation for Independent Higher Education. But this shy college president would rather talk about his school than himself.
He's probably one of the best listeners that I've ever had the good fortune to associate with. Ed has a way of being that constant learner, wanting to know more about you, know more about a situation. He's just one of those leaders who has such a good ego, where he doesn't put himself out front. He really is always thinking about the well-being of others and the well-being of the institution.
With Janet playing a key role, UC has integrated itself into the very fabric of the community. An outstanding lecture series and the hosting of countless events and activities, from Symphony Sunday to the Wine and All That Jazz Festival, have made the school the place to go. Thanks to such efforts as the development of the Irma Bird West Virginia Women Artists Gallery, once barren walls are adorned with art. The couple's travels all over the world, including trips to Africa, China, and Croatia, have fostered interest in international study. Despite the demands of his job, Ed is chairman of the Quality Committee for the Charleston Area Medical Center Health Systems. He is the longest ever serving chair of the 36th College Appalachian College Association. He is vice chair for public information for the National Council of Independent Colleges. Other organizations such as BB&T, the YMCA, and BIDCO have benefited from his guidance.
He seems to get his energy out of doing the work that he's doing, and the more he does, the more energy he has. He really has connected the university and the community in ways that enrich both.
While the display in his office indicates that nothing is written in stone for this university president, one thing is certain: everyone can always count on his rock-solid leadership. The YMCA and the Kanawha Valley community salute Dr. Edwin Welch, a man whose selfless contributions are examples to us all.